This is Nancy Shah, Assistant Professor in the Department of Pharmacology, LG, Institute of Pharmacy. I welcome you all in this MOOC video lecture series, an initiative taken by LG Institute of Pharmacy. So today's discussion topic is about anti-hyperlipidemic drugs. So what is hyperlipidemia, hypolipoproteinemia, which means abnormally increased plasma lipoproteins, which is one of the major risk factors for atherosclerosis, that is deposition of fats at walls of arteries forming plaque, as you can see in figure. Now the risk factors for the formation of plaque, that is, it can be due to cigarette smoking, diabetes, any other source of oxidative stress, also obesity and hypertension. Now hyperlipidemia means what? That is increased levels, that is denoted as increased levels of triglyceride, which is abnormally extremely in general population. It is regarded as highly modifiable risk factor for cardiovascular disease due to influence of cholesterol. Plasma lipids include cholesterol, triglycerides and phospholipids. So lipids, they are insoluble in plasma and are transported in protein capsule known as lipoprotein. Now the types of lipoproteins, that is, it is first, that is chylomicrons, that is formed in GIT from dietary triglycerides, then VLDL, that is triglycerides and cholesterol, that is endogenously synthesized in liver, degraded by LPL, that is lipoxygenase lipase, into free fatty acids for storage in adipose tissue and for oxidation in tissues such as cardiac and skeletal muscle. Then IDL, that is intermediate density lipoproteins, that is it consists of triglycerides and cholesterol, and LDL, that is cholesterol. It is derived from VLDL by hydrolysis. Then lipoprotein lipase, that is normally about consists of about 70% of LDL, and it is removed from plasma by hepatocytes. Then HDL, that is protective type of lipoprotein, which is having which exerts several anti-atherogenic effects that participate in retrieval of cholesterol from the artery wall, inhibit the oxidation of atherogenic lipoprotein, and removes cholesterol from tissues to be degraded in liver. So these are the major pathways which are involved in the metabolism of chylomicrons synthesized by intestine, and VLDL, which is synthesized by the liver. As you can see, from the intestine, chylomicrons formation occurs, which causes chylomicron remnants, which causes the formation of VLDL, IDL and LDL. Now this formation occurs from the liver, right? That is through the liver remnant receptors which are present in the liver, and through the LDL receptors which are present in the liver. Now anti-hyperlipidemic drugs. So it is mainly classified into 5 types. First, that is HMG-CoA reductase inhibitors, fibrates. Then third, that is nicotinic acid. Then bile acid sequestrants, cholesterol absorption inhibitors. So HMG-CoA reductase inhibitors, that is atorvastatin, fluvastatin, lovastatin, pravastatin, rosuvastatin, simvastatin. So all the statins, that is HMG-CoA reductase inhibitors. Then fibrates, that is all the fibrates, that is fenofibrate, gemfibrozil, clofibrate. Then nicotinic acid, that is niacin. Then bile acid sequestrants, that is colcibilin, cholestyramine, cholestyramine. Then cholesterol absorption inhibitors, that is ezetimibe. Now HMG-CoA reductase inhibitors, that is statins, which inhibit the first enzymatic step in cholesterol synthesis, that is production of this enzyme and of LDL receptor, is transcriptionally regulated by the content of cholesterol in the cell. Simvastatin, lovastatin, they are the prodrugs, whereas atorvastatin, rosuvastatin, they are most potent. Now the mechanism of action, as you can see, that is statins, it inhibit the HMG-CoA reductase, which inhibit the conversion of HMG-CoA to mevalonate, right? Now how mevalonate is synthesized? So from fatty acid in the presence of acetyl coenzyme A, then which produces HMG-CoA, which in the presence of HMG-CoA reductase enzyme, it forms mevalonate, and this mevalonate, it causes the synthesis of cholesterol. So this statins, it inhibit the conversion of HMG-CoA to mevalonate, and ultimately it inhibits the synthesis of cholesterol in liver. Hence you can say that it is having potent reduction in LDL cholesterol to about 50 to 60% and moderate reduction in triglycerides to about 10 to 30% and moderate rise in HDL level. So statin, it is metabolized by CYP3A4, that is atorvastatin, lovastatin and simvastatin. Then statins with longest duration of action is atorvastatin and rosuvastatin. Atorvastatin and rosuvastatin can be taken anytime during the day, while remaining they are preferred only at bedtime. Then food increases 40% bioavailability of lovastatin. Simvastatin and fluvastatin, they are prodrugs and they are isolated from fungus. Now they are the most potent anti-hyperlipidemic drugs. Uses of this HMG-CoA inhibitors is that it is used in primary hyperlipidemia, secondary hyperlipidemia, which is caused by diabetes or other condition, and it is used in coronary artery disease patients. Then adverse effects, that is, it causes GI complaints, headache, hepatotoxicity, myopathy and rhabdomyolysis. The next, that is bile acid sequestrants, which include cholecystyrene, cholestyramine and cholestyramine. So mechanism of action, that is, it reduces bile acid for absorption and increases LDL receptor expression in the liver. It is indicated for moderate hypercholesterolemia in younger patients with elevated LDL and in women with elevated LDL who are considering pregnancy. Then adverse effect of this is it includes constipation, flatulence, decreased absorption of other drugs like digoxin, warfarin, hydrochlorothiazide, beta blockers, thyroxine and penicillin G. It decreases LDL, increases HDL and triglyceride that is not usually affected, but it can make increase. The next, that is cholesterol absorption inhibitor. In that, the example, that is ezetimibe. So the mechanism is that it reduces blood cholesterol by inhibiting the absorption of cholesterol by small intestine. Its primary target of action is the cholesterol transport protein, that is Niemann-Pick-C1 like 1 protein, that is NPC1L1 transporter protein. It is safe and effective adjuvant to statins when further LDL lowering is required. Then it is contraindicated in patients with acute liver disease or unexplained persistent transaminase elevation. Then adverse effects, it includes GI complaints, oily stool. Then it decreases LDL, triglycerides and increase in HDL. The next set is fibrates, which includes gemfibrozil, fenofibrate, bezafibrate, ciprofibrate and clofibrate. So all the fibrates. So the fibrates, mechanism of action is that it binds to PPAR alpha receptor, which activate PPAR alpha receptor, which increases the production of lipoprotein lipase. Hence, it causes increase in triglyceride metabolism from lipoproteins and reduce the triglyceride synthesis in liver and increase the synthesis of HDL, increase the LDL receptor expression. So it is indicated in hypertriglyceridemia and mixed dyslipidemia. It is contraindicated in severe hepatic or renal function, primary biliary cirrhosis or gallbladder disease. The adverse effects is that it includes dyspepsia, upper GI complaints, cholesterol, gallstones, myopathy. It has prominent effect on triglyceride reduction. It also reduces the level of LDL and increase in HDL. The next, that is niacin. Its mechanism of action is that it reduces the triglyceride synthesis and secretion of VLDL and LDL particles by liver. It is uniquely effective in atherogenic dyslipidemia. It is useful in nearly all dyslipidemias and adjuvant therapy for mixed dyslipidemias. It is contraindicated in chronic liver disease, severe gout, acute peptic ulcer disease. The adverse effects are flushing, hyperglycemia, hyperuricemia, hepatotoxicity. It reduces triglycerides, LDL and increase HDL. It is withdrawn from the market because of its side effect, that is flushing. PCSK9 inhibitors, which includes arilokumab and evolocumab. So the mechanism of this expression, that is proprotein convertase subticillin or hexene type 9, that is PCSK9 protein is expressed, which destroy LDL receptors on liver. So inhibition of this protein, it causes increase in the life of LDL cholesterol receptors in liver, which increase LDL cholesterol removal from blood and hence reduce hypercholesterolemia. It is given through subcutaneous injections only. It is used in combination with statins to reduce severely elevated blood cholesterol adverse effects, that is flu-like syndromes, back and joint pain, rashes, and myopathy. So these are the frequently asked questions in this topic, and these are the references. Thank you for watching this video. For more such video updates, please like, share and subscribe our official YouTube channel Pharma Ignite, and press bell icon for more such notifications. Thank you.